what the placement strategies is. There's 1,000 people that would do it differently. We're not going to go over that, but this placement strategy looks like this. Find a new builder, committed and capable. Step number 2, place on the front line. Step number 3, I can't read that. Terminate. Terminate the account, let the CC roll up to front line. Step number 4, get enrollership change of CC. And step number 5, ask for an exception to swap the CC with the share. So that would be your placement strategy. Are we clear? Okay. Now, I want you, hey Molly, we're good to go in 3 minutes, okay? So get ready, girl. This is what I want you to do at lunch. I want you to come up with a placement strategy for yourself. Let me tell you what that means. You're going to have to write out the circles. And first, you're going to put there, and I need you to be really, really clear. Some people say, they're like, oh, she's a CC, and then when I look at that and dig in, and I'm like, well, they're a CC. How long have they been doing the business? 4 years. What's their rank? Elite. Talk to me how that's a CC. And I'm like, have you had to put builders underneath there? Well, yeah. That's not a CC. If you don't get clear on this and know what you have in your organization, if you're not clear, how can you fix it? Like, you have to take a really strong look at this, right? So you put your circles up and you rate them CC or a C or a sharer or a product user. And if you're Molly Dayton, you're like C+2, C+. She has all these. I'm like, Molly, that's so. She's like, but it's not just C or not a CC, it's like a CC plus or a C. Anyway, so you kind of put them on your chart and you figure out everything that's going on, and then you look at this chart just like we did up here, and you'd say, what could I do? What tools can I use from doTERRA that doTERRA has gifted me to help me solve these placement or these problems that I have with my placement? And then you put a strategy down, and that's what I want you to do, and keep your commitment by 3 p.m. You actually write step 1, like this. Oh. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Sometimes Patrick and I literally have a list of 15 things for placements, how we're helping our leaders do certain things. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, and you just work through it. And you start with 1, the most important thing, right? And you work through it. That's how you keep your organization clean. Are we clear? How many of you do this? If you have questions about placements, how many of you have questions that you need to ask Diamond Dashers about placements? Go to the Diamond Dashers. Diamond Dashers, stay around right after we break for lunch and let them ask you a bunch of questions, okay? This is a crucial, crucial conversation. So are you clear what your assignment is? Yep. You need to go through, write up all of your people. Now, if you're brand new in the business, guess what? It's the easiest thing in the world. Guess what your strategy is? Elite in 6. That's it. You're like, I do an Elite in 6, I find 3 CCs. That's my strategy. Thanks, Allyse. Melanie, sign up. Do an Elite in 6, find 3 CCs. Is that good? There's actually a couple of people in here that aren't signed up. Your strategy would be sign up, do an Elite in 6. All right. So your strategy today is during lunch, create a personal placement strategy with both a diagram and steps to complete it. Now, really quickly, I just wanted to mention in 1 minute, what if you already have family on your front line? Then what do you do? Right? Hold on. We all have a lot of different ideas about this, right? Let me tell you what you do. You have to sit down with your family and tell them you're sorry. And say, I didn't realize when I placed you here the stress that it might cause, and you have to decide parameters. Does that make sense? You have to have that conversation. And you have to say, this is what I expect. What do you expect? What are you willing to do? What am I willing to do? And can we learn to keep our family relationship separate than our business relationship? You have to have that conversation because you're not going to push them off your front line, right? You just have to sit down and you've got to get as tight and do it as well. But then do you do it again? Do you teach your downline to do that? No. You just have to have a very good, clear conversation, and you set parameters up of how you're going to be happy, be family, and do doTERRA. All right? Now, I would like to bring onto the stage first, I guess it's my husband, Patrick. No, I think, who, are you coming up, Molly? Okay, I think, put your hands together for Molly Dayton. Okay, really quickly, did you learn something with placements? I just want to leave you with this. Even if you feel like your organizations are a mess of spaghetti, guess what? We can fix it. And the one thing you always have in your back pocket is you can do what? Start a new lane. Bye, guys.
Okay, I'm telling Patrick, if you wouldn't mind just waiting a second. Patrick's a little serious, in a good way. We just had placements, and we just had compensation. How many of your minds are blown right now? How many of you are a little on brain overload? Okay, it's a little heavy in here, isn't it? So I'm going to turn to my good friend Dan. Where's all the presidentials? Presidentials? Oh, presidentials. Go get them up here. I think we should. Yeah. No, they're not. Okay. So I want everyone.